Nathalee Rodriquez. So it's a privilege to be here. Being in class, we have been here for years, and they have learned a lot. I know, but it's still not enough. Because that's civil life, right? You can never learn too much about this life. You can never learn too much about Yahshua. I guess that's why we're always here. To continue learning. To the eternity, to the continue learning. Right? And eternal life is to know, right? To understand Yahweh and Yahshua as he really is and as he actually exists. So John 17 and 1.
John 17 and 1. These words spake Yahshua.
So these words spake Yahshua.
And lifted up his eyes to heaven.
And lifted up his eyes to heaven and said,
Father,
Father,
the hour is come.
so the hour is come.
Glorify thy Son,
Glorify thy Son,
that thy Son may also
that
glorify
thy Son
thee.
may also glorify thee.
As thou hast given him power over all flesh,
Right?
that he should give eternal
Like
life.
Yahshua gives eternal life. So eternal life is free. It's not by a price. You cannot pay for it. You can't buy your way to heaven, you can't buy your way to heaven. Eternal life is free. And you know?
That he should give
That
eternal
he should give
life
eternal life
to as many as
to
thou.
as many as thou hast given him.
And this is
So
life,
Yahshua pointed to himself, he said, this is
is
life
life
eternal.
eternal,
Right?
that they might know.
So the root word of knowledge is to know, right? To know something, to have a knowledge of it. Right? Like I can say, I know you. Yes, I can. Yes, I know you. But do I know your date of birth, your born? You know deep details about somebody. And like I have a partner, you know deep details about them. So that's it when you come to Yahshua. He said, eternal life, this is life eternal.
That they might know thee,
That they might know thee,
the only true
the
Elohim,
only true Elohim,
and Yahshua the
and
Messiah,
Yahshua the Messiah,
whom thou hast
whom thou hast
sent.
sent. So eternal life is to know Yahweh, Elohim, Yahshua as he really is and as he actually exists. No, in this school, really, when I was out in I've never heard anything. Yes, we know here about Moses, and we hear about when they went out of Egypt, and we hear about, you know, the great works that the Creator did for them, taking them out of Egypt into Sinai. And the first I know anything about this tabernacle is that a tent was pitched in Sinai. That was in the church. That's as far as I know anything about this tabernacle. That a tent, I didn't even know about tabernacle. The most we know a tent was pitched in Sinai, but something was pitched there, right? It's when I come to this school where I get to understand that this is one of the greatest pattern that ever came into existence. I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was a tabernacle pattern. Well, I didn't know it was called like that. You understand? I didn't know that Yahweh, Elohim, Yahshua is that great pattern, is that temple itself. I didn't know these things. And the loss of this pattern is really the loss of everything you can think of. Because Yahweh, Elohim, Yahshua is the pattern himself. Remember that when he took Moses, when he took them out of Egypt, by the preaching of the gospel, death, burial, resurrection, ascension, blood, water, spirit, 40. Remember, he took them out by the preaching of the gospel. You understand? That is the great hand of Yahweh taking them out. Now, Yahweh called Moses on top of Sinai. And Yahweh showed Moses something, but before Moses could see whatever it is that Yahweh was going to show him, Yahweh first appeared to Moses in that great body of heaven. You understand? And then he showed Moses himself as that great intangible pattern. You know, the archetype, original pattern of the universe. He is that pattern. So he showed Moses that pattern. And then he transformed back into himself. And then he showed Moses 7 days of creation, of how everything, how every day of creation is made according to this pattern. So really, Yahweh really break down the days of creation so that Moses could understand. Not that Yahweh took 1 day to create the creation. We know Yahweh is three-day, right? It was created in that 1 day of eternity, but for our understanding, Yahweh knew that we are but human, we're not but spirit beings trapped in a human body, right? So, being the flesh really limits us from learning a lot of things, right? Because then we are being played by this final side of us. So what Yahweh did, Yahweh have this pattern in existence so we can understand him as he really is. That is why Moses had to see this pattern first, so he could understand why everything went according to how it went at each day of creation. So Isaiah 8:20, to the Lord of the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. right? And Yahshua the Messiah, when he came, he said, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of everlasting life. Luke 24:25.
Luke 24, verse 25.
Right?
Then he said unto me,
so Yahshua was speaking to these two evil boys on the road to Emmaus. They were really contemplating about what had happened to Yahshua, how he had died, because they all believed on Yahshua that he was that prophet. Even though he was that prophet, but they didn't understand what was going on until Pentecost. Continue.
O fools.
He said, O fools.
And slow of heart to believe all that the prophets
have spoken, right?
Ought not the Messiah to have
suffered
these things?
Messiah to have suffered these things, suffered death and a burial, but Yahshua resurrected gloriously, because power is in the resurrection of Yahshua the Messiah. Continue that.
And to enter into his
glory.
And
to enter into his glory.
Luke 24:27.
Right.
And beginning at Moses.
And beginning at Moses.
And all the prophets.
And all the prophets.
He expounded unto them.
He went into great details.
In all the scriptures.
In all the scriptures.
The things concerning himself.
The things concerning Yahshua. Because everything in the Bible, from Genesis 1 to Malachi, to Revelation itself, everything is really testifying of Yahshua the Messiah. This is not about, especially this divine vision and revelation, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's not about anybody. It's about Yahshua the Messiah. Everything is really testifying of Yahshua the Messiah, which is why in John 5:39, Yahshua said, you search the scriptures and in them you think you have eternal life, because a lot of persons think they can pick up the Bible and just read anything and apply it to themselves. Right? But he said, he searched the scripture and in them you think you have eternal life, but they are they that testify it of me. So continue reading that.
Luke 24, verse 44.
Right?
And he said unto them.
And he said unto them.
These are the words which I spake unto you.
He said, these are the words which I spake unto you.
While I was yet with you.
While I was yet with you.
That all things
must be fulfilled.
Which were written in the law of Moses.
Which were written in the law of Moses.
And in the prophets.
And in the prophets.
And in the Psalms.
And in the Psalms.
Concerning me.
Concerning Yahshua. So there's a further confirmation. Everything in the Bible is concerned about Yahshua the Messiah. It's not about any of us. Right? So as we said before, that this is the pattern of the universe. That everything in the universe is made according to this 3-4 tabernacle pattern. The same pattern that Moses saw upon Mount Sinai. Because in Exodus 25, and I think it's verse 8. And I think it's Exodus 40 and 1.
25 and 8.
Right.
It says, and let them make me a sanctuary.
And let them make me a sanctuary.
That I may dwell among them.
That I may dwell among them.
According to all that I showed thee after the pattern.
After the pattern, see, I said, according to all that I showed thee after the pattern.
Of the tabernacle.
After the tabernacle.
And the pattern of all the instruments.
And the pattern of all the instruments.
Thereof.
Right, because there are 9 instruments. 9 things within the tabernacle part. It looks simple, you know, because when I first come to class and I saw this part, I was just like, okay, it's just 9, you know, the table there, just a lampstand there, it might just look like a simple little thing, like this, catching in the you understand? But it goes deeper than that. That is how Yahweh does it. Yahweh conformed the universe by this tabernacle part. It was because of this pattern, you know, that caused Saul to consult a witch. Because it was by this pattern, even David, we're going to get to that one later on. Even David, everything that David said, all that Yahweh, by the laying of his hand upon me, Yahweh gave him to understand all the operation of this tabernacle pattern. So it's a very great pattern. Everything in the universe, even our physical body, which we're really going to get into the simplicity of it, it breaks down by this pattern, it operates according to this tabernacle pattern. Continue that, finish here.
Exodus 40.
Even so shall he make it.
Right, even so shall he make it.
And they shall make an ark of shittim wood. One.
Right, so that picked up that. That's a picture? Yes.
Exodus 40, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying,
right.
On the first day of the first month shalt thou set up the tabernacle of the tent of the congregation.
Right.
And thou shalt put therein the ark of the testimony.
The ark of the testimony, right?
And cover the ark with a veil. And thou shalt bring in the table and set it in order.
Right.
Set in order the things that are to be set in order upon it. And thou shalt bring in the lampstand and light the lamps thereof.
Is that 40 and 1, Doc?
40 and 1?
No.
The tabernacle?
What you want?
I think it's the one above that. The last, the scripture above that, the very last verse.
Oh. All right. That's Exodus 39, verse 43.
But nevertheless,
It said, and Moses did look upon all the work, and behold, they had done it as Yahweh had commanded.
Hold on, just leave it here. Wait, just leave it. So there are 9 divine attributes to Yahweh Elohim. You right?
It's just 25, you want. It's just 25 and 1.
Right. I think it's yes.
You have to make up Exodus 25 and 1 for you. 25 and 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring me an offering of every man, an offering of every man that giveth it willingly, which is hard, ye shall take my offering. And this is the offering which ye shall take of them, gold and silver and brass,
Right.
and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen, and goat's hair, and ram's skin dyed red, and badger skin and chicken wood.
Right.
Oil for the lamp.
Right. So these are everything that Yahweh is telling us to build this tabernacle pattern, because Yahweh, our physical body is made according to this pattern. Continue.
Spices for anointing oil,
Right.
and for sweet incense.
Right.
Onyx stones and stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate. And let them make me a sanctuary,
Right.
that I may dwell among them, according to all that I showed thee after the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all the instruments hereof.
It's verse 40 of that verse.
Yeah,
41.
verse 40
Yeah.
of Exodus 25. And look, that thou make them after their pattern.
So Yahweh is telling Moses that look and see that thou makest them after their pattern,
Which was showed thee in the
which
mount.
was shown to Moses in the mount. Now remember that Moses was the only one that went up on Mount Sinai, right? Moses was the only one who saw this tabernacle pattern, who saw everything about this pattern, and Yahweh, and Moses was not the one that built the pattern. You understand? The builders back there, they were never in the mountain when Moses see this pattern. So what Yahweh did, if it was left up to mankind to do this tabernacle pattern, everything would be messed up. And once this pattern is messed up, the entire creation will be messed up. Everything will just have to be rearranged. You understand? So Yahweh really put his spirit in those builders to see to that everything was done. Really, Yahweh just get the job done himself. Right? Two vessels. Sometimes they didn't ask somebody to do something really shitty and run it. Like, just get up and do yourself to get it done perfect. You understand? Right. Alright, before getting into it, get me First Chronicles. I think it's 28 and 11, I think it's about 19 verse after that.
Verse 11 and 12. Of First Chronicles 28.
Yes.
Then David gave to Solomon his son
Right.
the
Because remember
pattern.
that Yahweh was in the spirit. In Yahweh, in pure spirit, came out of, in other words, he's not in the building business. So Yahweh condescended himself in part as Yahweh Elohim. And Yahweh Elohim created everything, both visible and invisible. It was created by Yahweh Elohim, who further condescended and what everything as Yahshua the Messiah. Right? So it's what is happening here is just really taking the natural to understand the spiritual of what really happened. Right? David, in that sense, was really, what would I put it? David, in this sense, was really, it's like Yahweh in his pure spirit state, right? Just for an understanding. And then Solomon, you know, will be like, because David was not, Yahweh told David that he would not be the one to be the pattern. It was his son, right? You know that Yahweh, you know that Elohim, Yahweh in part, not in totality, being the word or son, is the one that came in with all the creating. He's the one that did all the creating. Continue.
Yes. First Chronicles 28 verse 11 continue.
Right.
Then David gave to Solomon his son the pattern of the port,
Pattern of the poor.
and of the houses thereof,
Right.
and of the treasuries thereof,
Right.
and of the upper chambers thereof,
Right.
and of the inner parlors thereof,
Right.
and of the place of the mercy seat. 1 Chronicles 28, verse 12.
Right.
And the pattern of all that he had
Right.
by the Spirit.
He said he had by the Spirit.
Of the courts of the house of Yahweh.
Right.
And of all the chambers round
And of all
about.
the chambers round about.
Of the treasures of the house of Elohim. And of the treasures of the dedicated things.
Right.
Verse 19. All this.
He said all this.
Said David.
Said David.
Yahweh made me
Yahweh
understand.
made me understand.
In writing.
In writing.
By his hand upon
by his
me.
hand upon me. Right.
Even all the works
even
of this
all
pattern.
the works of this pattern.
That's it.
Right. So it was by the hand of Yahweh that made David understand all the works of this pattern, because the right hand of Yahweh brings forth understanding and righteousness, which is really Yahshua the Messiah. Right? So remember, we all grew up, we know that there are 9 divine attributes to Yahweh Elohim. Wisdom, intelligence, knowledge, love, beauty, justice, foundation, power, and strength. 9 divine attributes, and they are breakdown in part as you can see shown here. Wisdom, intelligence, knowledge, that's like the most holy place. Love, beauty, justice, holy place. Foundation, power, and strength, the court runabout. Right? So it's breakdown, it's broken down in pattern. So Yahweh in this state, all the attributes to Yahweh, there are other attributes, these are the main ones chosen by Yahweh, right? So in this state, they are not in a fixed position. So when Yahweh brought on himself in part, they are not in a set position. It can be removed, which is why the attribute of love of Yahweh, which is why Yahweh love is so great. It's not a regular love like when a man and a woman love each other, but we love in season and out of season. It's fixed, it cannot change. Once Yahweh love, you understand? Which is why Yahweh gave Yahshua the Messiah as an atonement for our sins. So we know that 9 divine attributes to Yahweh Elohim. We're coming down now, there are 9 major systems within our physical body, right? We have our central nervous system, we have our endocrine system, and we have our reproductive system. Those 3 systems make up the holy place of our body, most holy place of our body, right? We have our respiratory system, we have our expiratory system, and we have our circulatory system, which forms up the holy place of our body, right? We have our skeletal system, our muscular system, and our digestive system, which forms up the court runabout, right? So our physical body is made exactly according to this tabernacle pattern, right? 3 compartments in this pattern. Our body, we have a head cavity, a chest cavity, and an abdominal cavity. And they are all in sequence with this pattern, right? Now, the most holy place of this pattern is correlated to the most holy place of a man, right? That's our head cavity. Now, within the holy place right here, this is the first place this is the first thing that went in the tabernacle, which is the Ark of the Covenant, right? Just like when a baby is born, the head is the first place that is developed first. So come afterwards. So when mankind is doing it doing it one way, Yahweh is doing it the other way. You understand? Whatever Yahweh says, mankind does the opposite. Yahweh says, my ways are not your ways, neither my thoughts your thoughts. Right? So sometimes I wonder, how is it? Sometimes I wonder, how did the head come first, right? But Yahshua the Messiah is dead of all things, and it's first. You understand? So we have the holy place, our most holy place, with our most holy place, where Yahweh dwells. This is where Yahweh dwells, because Yahweh said, I will dwell. Can you give me that scripture now? Where it said, I will dwell in the most holy place above the mercy seat.
Leviticus 16, verse 2.
Right.
And Yahweh said unto Moses,
right.
Speak unto Aaron thy brother.
Speak unto Aaron thy brother.
That he come not at all times.
That he come not at all times.
Into the most holy place.
Into the most holy place.
Within the veil before the mercy seat.
Before the mercy seat.
Which is upon the ark.
Right.
That he
die not.
Die not. For I will appear in the cloud upon the mercy seat.
For I will appear in the cloud upon the mercy seat. It's just the same way. You can't have a doctor pull your brain and going like in and out as they like. No, that can't happen, right? So Yahweh dwells in the most holy place. And in our most holy place, this is where Yahweh dwells. This is where all our understanding, our knowledge, everything is stored right up here, right? So within the most holy place here, you have the Ark of the Covenant with a 3-in-1 configuration. You have the 2 archangels, and you have the mercy seat, right? So that's 3-in-1. Just like our brain itself also the 3-in-1 configuration. You have a cerebellum, a cerebrum, and a medulla. That's 3 parts to our brain, but it's one brain. You understand? And it functions in a unity. Right? So the two archangels above the mercy seat is correlated with Michael, the warrior angel, Gabriel, the messenger angel. It's correlated to these 2 hemispheres of our physical body. Right? You have the motor function and the sensory function. And you have the, as I grew up to learn the right and the left hemisphere, right? The motor function, which is Michael, the motor function in our body, it carries out the actions, right? Like this is it. Who tell your eyes to see? It's not hooked up to something you can set to power it up to see, but it just sees, you understand? Who tell the brain to think? These things are operated by universal spirit law. You understand? So you have Michael, which is the very same thing. When you want to pee, the brain sends a message to your body, right? Just like Gabriel, the messenger angel. One carries a message, one take the action, right? For physical body, you want to pee, the brain sends a message, your body just, you know to just move. Especially when you want to do number 2. You just know when you have to move, you can't stay, you understand? That is a very it's the power of universal law you have operated within us. Right? So you have the right hemisphere, the left hemisphere. Also within the 2 hemispheres, you have the cyclopic eye, which represents the all-seeing eye of Yahweh, because Yahweh knows everything that goes on within Israel. Right? Yahweh knows everything that goes on within Israel. And the very same thing within our body, you have that we have our pineal gland. When I look it up, they said they call it the master eye of the body. They said that pineal gland is located right beneath the 2 hemispheres of our brain. We are between the left and the right hemispheres. Just like this great cyclopic eye is located right between the wings of Michael and Gabriel, the 2 archangels, right? It knows everything that goes on in our body. It controls the way we think, the way we feel, our emotions, feelings, stuff like that, right? So you have the great cyclopic eye with our pineal gland in our body. Also, you have the mercy seat. Within the mercy seat, you have the 10 commandment law. The covenant was placed right within the mercy seat, right? Which represents the law of the spirit of life placed within the heart and mind of man. Now, this arc of this 10 commandment law here is correlated to our pituitary gland. Or it's called a master gland, right? This law here it has 7 hormones on one side, it's in 2. Our pituitary gland also is in 2, right? It has 7 hormones on one side and 3 on the other. Same thing like our pituitary gland. It secretes 7 hormones, the posterior and the anterior, but one secretes 7 hormones and the other secretes 3 hormones, right? So everything Yahweh is keeping everything in sequence according to this pattern. And it controls the way we our body reproduce our hormones, stuff like that. You understand? Any dysfunction of pituitary gland might probably can't have any offspring, right? So Yahweh is keeping everything according to this pattern. Also, Yahweh said he would put about the mercy seat, right? Use gray and white cloud within the 2 wings of the cherubim. It's really correlated to our brain. It's gray and white. When the brain is sprinkled up like a cloud and it's gray and white. And no man, as I said before, no one could step there, couldn't walk in the holy place, the most holy place as they like. You can't go that and just pull your brain and put up on there and do whatever you like, you understand? That those are what you call that, what do you call it, say? Specialists, right. Specialist, and it's a surgery, you understand? Right. So also within, also within the most holy place here, you have the angels who are somewhere looking to Yahweh and Yahshua within the midst of the cloud. And somewhere looking to themselves. Right within our brain, you have the astrocytes, which means stars, which represents angels. Right? So everything that you can find in this tabernacle pattern, you can find it in your physical body. You can literally preach the gospel of Yahshua the Messiah right on the physical body. Because everything is made according to this pattern. Right? The same cloud here that goes within the most holy place is that same cloud that led them when they were leaving out of Egypt. It's that very same cloud that came down before Moses and Miriam and Aaron when Yahweh was speaking to them. It was that same cloud that filled this most holy place right there. You can get me that one back. I think it's Exodus 40. I think it's
Exodus 40, verse 34. Verse 33.
Right.
And he, Moses, reared up the court round about the tabernacle and the altar, and set up the hangings of the court gate. So Moses finished the work.
Right.
Then a cloud covered the tent of the congregation.
Right.
And the glory of Yahweh filled the tabernacle.
Right.
And Moses was not able to enter into the tent of the congregation, because the cloud abode thereon, and the glory of Yahweh filled the tabernacle.
Okay, you can stop there. You can stop there. So that's the most holy place. So we're coming down now to the second veil. This second veil here is correlated to our neck region, right? And these veils in the tabernacle pattern is like the veins in our physical body. You understand? It runs right from the most holy place down to the holy place. You have the curtains here. They were purple, blue, and scarlet, right? Scarlet, which is red. Just like our veins in our physical body, you have the blue vein. The blue veil correlates to a blue veil, which is carbon dioxide. And you have the purple veil or purple vein, which is thyroid. Iodine, right? And you have the red vein, red vein, which transport the oxygenated blood. Right. We transport the blood within our body. Right? So everything is really going, everything in our physical body, we can look at this pattern and see it. Once the understanding is given by Yahweh, really it's deep. It goes deeper than this. But let's go down now to the holy place. When you're coming from the most holy place to the holy place, there you first meet up on the altar of incense. This altar of incense here is correlated to our lungs in our body, right? This is where the priest would offer incense, which would set up a sweet smelling savor to the nostril of Yahweh within the most holy place, right? Only the priest knew what ingredients to make within this, right? To make this. And then they couldn't just figure out what is it that they use, and in that pattern just make that scent. You know, every instruction of this pattern was given by Yahweh, and over time, it was revealed. You understand? So there were 4 ingredients that the priest would burn here, which was frankincense, onyx, staccia, and galbanum, right? 4 ingredients burned here. Just like in our physical body, in our lungs, we inhale 4 substances from the air: oxygen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and nitrogen. So you have 4 substances being burned here, and we have 4 substances burned here. Also, our lung, this altar of incense is also in 2 parts, because the lower portion of the part of the altar where the clothes of the priest is kept. Whenever it finishes work down here, we change the garments of duty right here before entering into the most holy place. Just like in our lung, it's in 2 parts. It's also, if you look at it, it's like an upside down bush. Or you could say a tree be burned and not consumed, like the scientific term for it, we call it the bronchial tree. If you look at the lungs, the arteries and the veins, the branches are too wide. And when you inhale and you exhale, when you inhale yeah, and you exhale way, right? That's combustion. Say inhaling the oxygen, you're burning off carbon dioxide. But that bush within our body is not being consumed. Which is also testifying to Moses, testifying that Moses got the name Yahweh, which is 4 characters in Hebrew, which is the same 4 in English after you apply the vowels. So 4 substances we burn here, 4 here, and it testifies that Moses got the name Yahweh at the burning bush, right? So we're coming down from here, we come to the burning lampstand, the candlestick. This candlestick here, lampstand. I always get that. This lampstand here is really all the instrument in this pattern is testifying to Yahshua. So they said everything is testifying to Yahshua, because Yahshua the Messiah is the one who made intercession on behalf, right? This lampstand here, it has 7 branches. Each branches on this lampstand here is really testifying to each day of creation, right? And the fact that there's always light, the fact that whenever this candle is lit, it shows that we have Yahshua the Messiah, who is that true light. through the 7 ages and dispensation we have to rely on, right? So this really is testifying to our aorta in our physical body. Now, this lampstand here, whenever the breeze would come up, would blow from the door, the breeze would blow the current would cause this lampstand here to flicker, right? This lampstand gives light to the tabernacle patch by night. And in the morning, the daylight takes care of itself, right? The priest would pour oil in the middle, the one in the center, the one in the midst, which really testifies to Yahshua, feed the branch in the midst, testifying to Yahshua the Messiah, who is always in your midst, right? And that oil being poured in this lampstand here is testifying to Yahshua the Messiah, being that Holy Spirit, right? Poured out within the dispensation so that we can have eternal life. Now, when the oil is poured in the midst, it will go down to the center, then it would fill up each branch coming back up. And when this light is lit, it gives light within the most holy, it gives light to the holy place and the most holy place at night. As I said before, the daylight takes care of itself, right? Also our aorta. There are 7 branches to this lamp. There are 7 branches also. There are 7 ventricles that branches are from our aorta, which transport blood all throughout our body, right? Under the aorta, the life of the flesh is in the blood. And if you notice, whatever section, whatever set position you're in, that's the same set position each organ is in our physical body. The lampstand could be where the table of sugar is, and the table of sugar could be where the lampstand is, right? And our entire body will be totally mixed up. We couldn't have that, right? So when, as I said before, the breeze will blow in, it would cause the lampstand to flicker. I mean that it, you know, when you apply the candlestick and when you know the breeze and blow past, you see kind of that motion, right? That's calling it to the pulse in our body. You know, if you feel your clothes, it's like that. And whenever someone passes out or is unconscious, the first thing they feel for is that pulse to feel if they're alive, right? Because this light is really testifying to Yahshua is that true light, right? So we're coming over now to the table of shewbread. Which table of shewbread is correlated to our heart, right? This table of shewbread here was 27 inches high. It was very short. It had 4 corners. Just like our heart, there are 4 chambers of our heart, right? It also had 2 rows or 2 halves of bread. Each half had 6 slices each. Just like on our heart is in 2 halves. 2 halves of the heart, and you have 12 points of blood that our heart pumps on a daily basis, right? And we said before it was 27 inches high, and the priest had to eat of this bread before he could, but once he entered into the most holy place, snuff out the lamb, he would have his breakfast, right? And the priest was tall, but you know, better built than us still. But he would have to bow to eat of this table of shewbread. Just like in our physical body, you still have to bow to eat of Yahshua the Messiah. And where the love really come from, you know, I don't know why that was like this love thing shaped in our heart. You understand? But really, you just testify that you have to bow to eat of Yahshua the Messiah. Remember when Yahshua came in, Yahshua said, I am that bread that came down from heaven that a man may eat thereof and shall never die. He said, I am the living bread because this bread only serves for a time. You understand? You eat it today, pass up like later, and a couple hours afterward once it's digested. So really, everything is really testifying to Yahshua the Messiah. Right? So we'll leave the table of shewbread and we're coming down to the door of the holy place. Right at the door of the holy place, you will have the curtains. Also, yeah, right. It's the
second veil.
The second veil, right. The second veil is part
First veil.
Yeah, coming down.
Yes, so this would be the second veil. Coming down. It will be this coming down, it will be the second veil coming down.
Yeah,
going up.
It's
the first veil. Because this veil, remember you have a veil that separates the 4 about from the holy place. And another set of veil that separates the holy place from the holy place. And even though the very same thing our body is sectional, right? Coming down here now at the door, you have our diaphragm. Whenever we inhale and exhale, our diaphragm, it goes up and down. Just like this curtain here, whenever the breeze will blow, the curtain will go up and it will go down. And whenever you inhale, you know, it causes the diaphragm to go up, and when you exhale, it goes down. Also, you have the holy oil, the holy oil of anointing, the holy anointing oil, which is correlated to our adrenaline gland, right? Which is for the quickening in fight or flight, right? You know, you get frightened or stuff like, right? You ever hear them say, when you catch a fitness shot figure, you never know able to do something. You never know able to fit or just do a particular situation and a certain situation come up on you, right? So everything in this tabernacle pattern goes back to our physical body. And just to show the excellency of Yahweh, or Yahweh is really divine. He's a really divine and really beautiful creator, because when you look at how your physical body is structured up, mankind could do it. And then you look at how this tabernacle pattern is structured up by our physical body, no man could have put this together and could have break it down so you can understand how it is and how that everything in the universe is made by this pattern. That got to be a show. It could be a physical man. Dr. King never did this on his own. This pattern was shown to him by Yahweh in Yahshua, and it is now shown to us, right? So we're coming down now to the brazen liver. The brazen liver, which is connected to our kidneys. This brazen liver is in two parts. You have the upper portion and the lower portion. The upper portion is where the priest will want to sacrifice, right? The lower portion is where the lower portion, you have an opening at the lower portion of the liver where the priest, you could just flip it and the wastewater not into the top would let out at the bottom. It's the very same thing with our kidney. Right below our kidneys, right below our kidney, you have our bladder, right? Now our kidney is also in two parts, in two halves, and that's also for the washing of blood, right? The kidney is for the washing of blood, just like this water here is for the washing of the sacrifice. When the sacrifice is washing this water here, it's about the water, it's not going to use, it's no use anymore. So it would need to be let out at the bottom, just like in our physical body. But I will consume whatever liquid it may be. You have a certain time you just know you have to go. You know that the brain just sends a message and your bladder is full and you need to go and let it out, right? So everything, and also, it is also lined up with the Red Sea. Because you know that the migration of the children of Israel also was according to this tabernacle pattern. You always hear the preach on the floor, the gospel by the pattern, everything goes by the pattern. So we're coming down now to the brazen altar of sin sacrifices. This brazen altar of sin sacrifices is correlated to our digestive, or the digestive system in our body, or the small and large intestine, right? This is where the sacrifice is consumed. Just like whatever you eat in your body, it goes down there and that's where it's digested, right? Now this altar of sin sacrifice is here because when the priest would kill the sacrifice, they have to use it right down and the place it upon the four arms of the altar. Just like in our physical body, around the digestive system, you have 4 points of blood. You have the transverse colon, the transverse colon, the sigmoid colon, the ascending and descending colon, right? That's 4 points of blood, right? Everything is just going right according to the purpose of the pattern, right? Whatever we eat, we said the sacrifice is consumed here. Whatever we eat is consumed here. Whatever sacrifice is burned, whatever ashes are left over that's here, is thrown out of the temple. It is thrown out of the tabernacle, just like whatever we eat, right? In a new place, at a new spot. Every time they throw it out, it's at a new spot. They don't throw the same spot every. They always do. No, not like when they throw rubbish, when they just throw rubbish, I put rubbish one place. You know? Yeah, does everything opposite. So it's the very same thing. Whatever food we eat, whatever is in the consume in our body. If I turn in certain time, we just whatever is left over after digestion is it's exit the body, can't stay there. It's just the very same thing because everything is really testifying to what is really happening to this tabernacle within this tabernacle pattern. Also, this tabernacle pattern represents the earth plane. You know, the earth, this tabernacle was 90 by 90 in length and in width, right? 90 by 90 by 90, which is 360, which is also the circumference of the earth. Then when Yahweh told Aaron to lay the wood in order, they had to lay the wood in the configuration of a cross. And if you look at how they did the map, the globe, you know, you see the lines of longitude and the lines of latitude going down, going across, and they are saved by 90 by 90 going across, right? Now, this tabernacle pattern here, we said it represents the earth. Whenever the sacrifice is consumed, and whenever the wood is shake on this tabernacle, on this altar here, there's earthquake somewhere in the earth. You know? And
before
sacrifices is consumed, they will shake the grave, whenever this really shake, they will sacrifice, there will be earthquake in some parts of the earth, right? So everything that's going on within this tabernacle pattern is everything, the universe, whatever you can take, lays it according to this pattern. That's just the purpose of Yahweh. It's a great pattern, and everything in this universe is made according to it. That is why Yahshua the Messiah said, what is that? 1 Corinthians 6:19. And you can get me the one down with Yahshua. When Yahshua was speaking to the Pharisees, and they were speaking about the Herodian temple, when he was saying he was going to destroy this temple and build it back within 3 days.
1 Corinthians 6:19.
No, get me the Yahshua verse.
That's
Get me
John.
Yahshua verse.
John, or Johanna, chapter 2, verse 18 and 19. Then answered the Israelites or Hebrews,
Right.
Jews, and said unto him, what sign showest thou
So there
unto
has
us,
sign, right?
seeing that thou doest these things?
Right?
John chapter 2, verse 19. Yahshua answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up.
And we'll raise it up.
Then said the Jews,
They were confused because they didn't understand what Yahshua was speaking about.
40 and 6
They
years
said 40 and 60 because
was
they
this
said-
temple in building?
Right, because the temple was 16 years in building before the birth of Yahshua the Messiah, right?
And
then
with
Yahshua the Messiah,
46.
the Yahshua the Messiah entered his ministry at the age of 30. So that's a total of 46. They're saying 46 years is temple in building.
And wilt thou rear it up in 3
I know
days?
much down and build it back in 3 days.
John 2 verse 21. But
Right.
he spake of the temple of his
But
body.
Yahshua was speaking about his body,
When therefore he was risen from the dead,
right?
his disciples remembered that he had said this unto them, and they believed the scripture
Right.
and the word which Yahshua had said.
Right, so Yahshua was speaking about his body to show that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, right? It's not the church out there, because you can't find that church breaking down in the street section. You don't find the most good place, the only place I'm talking about out there. This is our physical body, this is where Yahshua dwelled. So just like I was saying for our physical body, this temple here, it was 9 months in building. Just like a baby, it's 9 months and 3 trimesters before birth, or 40 weeks, right? There was 206 pillars, bars, and boards that was used to build this tabernacle pattern. Just like what there are 206 bones in our physical body. I don't do it, I never know that. I never know, no matter how much I science class, I don't know one thing I science class. Since we come to Yahshua, then we started to see these things revealed and to start to wow. You know? So we never really realize how only things that we saw in the church, you know. Only things that we said is go by. Yeah. And this tabernacle pattern here was featured in the midst of Israel to show that Yahshua the Messiah must be in our midst. There were 12 tribes of Israel. 3 tribes around the 4, each right around the tabernacle pattern. Just like our physical body, we have 12 joints going around. You have 1, 2, 3, the same 1, 2, 3, that's 6. 1, 2, 3, and then another foot 1, 2, 3, that's 6. You understand? Wherever Israel went, this tabernacle went. You don't have a foot going somewhere different from your hand. You don't have a head going somewhere different from your body. Everybody go one time, right? So everything that's happening here is telling about what really happened here. You understand? Yahweh is keeping everything down. Whatever it is back then, the same is today. The same is today. It's just that the manifestation may changes, but everything that Yahweh said from the very beginning remains the same. It can't change. That's why Yahweh said, I'm the same yesterday, today, and forever. It's the same pattern. Even when John on the Isle of Patmos, when he saw Yahweh and Yahshua, he was seeing him standing in full length of the pattern. You understand? When he saw him and he saw the pattern, then he saw everything just the way Moses saw it. One got the vision, another got the revelation, and then Yahweh knows who's got the thing who God basically said it's like a double dose of good vision. You understand? Now if Yahweh had not given that thing who's divine vision and revelation, then we wouldn't get it. But unless Yahweh choose somebody else apart from that thing to give it. You understand? So none of this you see here, it doesn't come from Dr. King or anybody. It comes directly from Yahweh.
That's right.
You understand? And it's Yahweh, when Dr. King said, Yahshua, it was speaking about, was giving a brief overview of the vision of revelation that he had. And he said, Yahshua said unto him, man, what will you do with this that I have shown you? And he said he was speechless. He didn't know what to say. He said, I know not, Yahshua. And then Yahshua said unto him that I will show thee. And he said, I will show thee first how I make all this, the fishes and the bees, the wild beasts and the fowl of the air. And then he said, I will show you how I make man greater than these, which will be the fowls and the fishes. Less than me, because you are below him, you are not equal to Yahshua. But he said, greatest to me, or closest to me, of all my creatures. So we are very close, yet, yes, we are below him, we are below the angels and so, but yeah, we have great love for mankind. But yeah, we can consider such a great mystery, such a great vision and revelation for us to can understand. Without this pattern in existence, we would be lost. We wouldn't understand anything. In order for us to can understand anything here, we have everything in the If Yahweh never break it down or made it according to this pattern, there's no way to understand it. Or there's no way it could have been made if it is not being made according to this tabernacle pattern. Right? And even back there, the priest, the high priest, which would officiate within the tabernacle pattern back then, that high priest was just for a time because he was just testifying to Yahshua the Messiah within man operating within and out of a physical body, or within and out of man's tabernacle. Right? Now, the high priest officiating back there was just an answer for the absence of the Holy Spirit, not poured out on them as yet in a collective sense, because Yahshua the Messiah was poured out within the heart and mind of mankind on the day of Pentecost. Right? So everything that's here is a type and shadow, because Yahshua the Messiah is that true pattern. He is the pattern himself. Right? Even when he was walking around, he had his 12 disciples around him. Understand? He is that pattern, that living pattern walking. No man knew these things unless it was revealed by Yahshua the Messiah. Right? Even when he took up Peter, James, and John into the mountain, they made mention of the tabernacle pattern. In a sense, whenever Yahweh is showing someone, whenever he's revealing something, or a vision, show them a vision, the pattern always comes in. Is that pattern, you must first see this pattern, you can understand anything about him. You understand? Where was that? Right. You can give me that one.
6 and 19.
Right.
What?
You said what?
Know ye not that your body
is
the temple of the Holy Spirit,
temple of the Holy Spirit,
which is in you,
which
ye have of Yahweh
Elohim,
and ye are not your own,
and you are not your own,
for you are bought with a price.
Right, we are part of one. And what is that price, that?
Blood of Yahshua the Messiah.
We are bought with precious. Oh, it's not still in here, right?
Therefore, glorify.
Right, we were bought with the precious blood of Yahshua the Messiah, because the blood of Yahshua the Messiah that bought us back, that remits our sins. So we were bought with the blood of Yahshua the Messiah. So really, the body that we have, it was loaned to you, it's not yours, don't get too comfortable in it. Which is why it's not permanent, it's just a temporary abode for the human soul. You understand? No man is forever in this, which is why we can't make any preparations for this place. We have to make it for you, we make it towards Yahshua the Messiah, who is the kingdom of heaven. Right? So no matter how much things you might get up here one day, you're going to lose it. Same way you come in the same way, just don't go back out the same way. You come in with nothing, just don't go back out with nothing, go back out with Yahshua the Messiah. You understand? Give me the other one back. There's another one there. I don't know if it's 2 Corinthians 3.
16.
No, where it said
1 Corinthians 3:16.
No.
In this earthly house,
Right.
tabernacle.
That's the one I'm on.
We have a building in Yahweh.
Even if you look at the elementary chart over there, if you look at it's broken down in sequence, it is broken down by the tabernacle pattern. If you notice, in 3 parts, but it's telling one story, right? No, who could just get up and just break down a Bible story like that? So you can understand it. And relate each Bible story one to another, and you can give an understanding and to show that it points to Yahshua the Messiah. Mankind can do that. Or pure minds couldn't just pick up that and understand that you could have break it down and take it like that. No. You understand? It's Yahweh, it's Yahshua that does it all.
2 Corinthians 5 verse 1.
Right.
For we know
Right.
that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved,
at one point we know what to come out of this. So just prepare for it from now. Don't get comfortable. As the founder always said, when we look towards the end, we call it death. So we just know we have to just pray to the fullest extent we can, because nobody knows how to come out of the flesh. That's if you don't come out of the flesh. We know when they'll come out of the flesh. It let's start shooting up from now, but we don't know when. So the business will start the bubble from now. Continue that.
for we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved,
Is dissolved.
we have a building
We
of
have a building
Yahweh,
of Yahweh Elohim.
a
Because
house.
he actually Messiah is that true temple. We said, which is why in Matthew the 24th chapter, he said, when thou see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, he never said, stand up in the courtroom about them. Because this is where we already are, in the courtroom about. So the next place we get to is the most holy place, the holy place, which is the actual Messiah, because the actual Messiah is the altar of incense. He's the one, and the intercessor mediator between Yahweh and man. Being that light, he's the one that lighted up every man that cometh into this world and that cometh out of this world with the Holy Spirit. And he's that bread that came down from heaven. So the best place to stand safe and sound is in Yahshua the Messiah. Continue.
a house not made with hands,
Because this tabernacle, it was not made with a physical hand. It was this tabernacle is Yahweh Elohim himself. Continue.
eternal in the heavens.
Eternal in the heavens.
For in this we groan,
You
earnestly
probably
desire.
you're sick, you know. You probably go for around if you can't get up, your foot can't walk again. You understand? We have so much problem in this flesh. Continue.
Earnestly desiring to be clothed upon
Right.
with our house, which is from heaven.
Which is from heaven, which is Yahshua the Messiah. Continue.
2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 3.
Right.
If so be that being clothed,
Right.
we shall not be found naked.
Right.
For we that are in this tabernacle do grow,
Do
being
grow.
burdened,
Right.
not for that we would be unclothed, but clothed upon.
Clothed upon the knowledge of Yahshua the Messiah. Right. That
more-
is why you're coming here right now. You know, no matter yes, them are going ordinary. Trust me. But there's no power in there. People never hear that you fall down here already. You understand?